Hey, welcome back to Gizmos and Gadgets. If you've seen our previous video, we just showed you how we applied this little man decal onto the back of our MacBook. But we thought we'll show you a little bit more of a complex one. Whilst it's the same theory, just showing you how we do it. So these, as you can see, are decals designed for the back of the MacBook. But the principle is exactly the same, whether you're buying a little mouse Star Wars tunnel for your skirting boards or something for your light switch or anything else that we sell on Gizmos and Gadgets. So we're going to show you how we are going to apply this Banksy video. Like I said, this is perfectly designed to fit. I've got the MacBook 15-inch version here, but the theory is exactly the same no matter what size you've got. So same as in the last video, we have thoroughly cleaned the whole back of the MacBook, and that's just to help with the adhesion of the sticker. We've used a lint-free cloth for that, and you can see it's actually pretty clean. Here is what you will receive, and the same as our previous video, we have taken away all of the little elements that you're not going to be needing, just leaving behind the actual bit that's going to be sticking on your MacBook. Like I say, this is a Banksy sort of remake. So after cleaning the back of the MacBook, as we said in a previous video, we would have pushed this down quite thoroughly to make sure there was a good adhesion prior to shipping. But just in case it's come loose, in the sort of couple of days it may have taken to get to you, we're just going to go over this with our hand, just pressing down nice and firmly over top. You don't need to physically scratch it, but you can see I'm pressing down quite firmly, and there's no real chance that anything can go wrong from doing this. Probably wouldn't use your nail just in case you catch something and scratch it up, but the flat of your finger will work absolutely fine. So I think I'm quite happy that I've got over that. And this, once we put it on there, it's going to be lining up to the bottom of the Apple. You can see the base bit fits pretty well. So what we're going to do, now we've kind of done that, is slowly from the top corner start to peel away this top layer. Now, unlike our previous video where this is just one big cutout, as you'll see on here, we've got lots of little bits that have been left behind. So we're going to take our time just to make sure everything gets picked up onto this transfer tape. So we've got the hand and the arm so far. The cap and eyes seem to be coming up nicely. And if you find that there is something that gets left behind, we can sort of realign it. Just press down and give it another go. Because you don't want to rip this off too hard. And if you haven't watched the previous video, whilst these are removable from your MacBook at any time, because of the nature of how it's installed, chances are you won't be installing it again. So a little bit of time is worthwhile taking just to make sure you get full use. And there you go. So we have got the transfer perfectly peeled away. The base layer we're just going to discard and put in the bin. Look at it from the reverse. That's what we've got left with on the transfer. So same as before, we're just going to line it up, and I want him to be pretty much perfectly throwing the Apple. So I want it around there. Now I'm not going to press down hard at this point, because if we make any mistakes, like I said to you a second ago, it's not going to sit on too well. And I just want to make sure his feet and the black bits at the bottom of the decal are nicely lined up. I probably want to move him up if I haven't pressed too hard at this point. Probably want to give him a little bit of a movement upwards to there, I think should be nicely. Yeah, that seems to be a little bit better. So we're just going a bit nice and softly, just in case we make any mistakes. Pressing down once we're happy, which I am with that. I think we're sort of good to move to the next step. So now what we're going to do, very similar as before, let's just press around. Now, when you're doing this at home and you're not trying to make a demonstration video, I'd suggest to lay the MacBook down. It's going to be a lot easier rather than having to do it whilst it's stood up, like I'm doing here. Again, trying to get every little bit, especially on this one, because the pieces are individual and they're not stuck together like on this one. You're going to want to make sure that you've pressed down on all of the small bits. Again, spending an extra 20 seconds or so here, it's just going to mean you get a decent end result. And I think, based on that, I'm quite happy. Okay, so now we're going to move to the next step. So from the corner, just so you can see a little bit better. from the corner, and I'll tend to work in a diagonal way just to make sure that the bits stay on. And again, taking your time here, the same as before. If there's anything that gets left behind, just go back and put it a little bit more forward. So this is where we're going to take a little bit of care around the eye. So you can see there the eye hasn't stuck down. So I'm just going to go down. Technology, eh? Now I'm halfway through, so I'm going to try and continue this. Bear with me. So press down on the eye. There we go. It's stuck down. Much better this time. Now, unfortunately, my phone holder has come off, so I'm going to have to hand hold this and do it with one hand. But hey, whilst we're there, I'm going to get a little bit of a close up. Again, just peeling away nice and slowly. You can see there's nothing left on the underside as we're coming away. All of those little bits staying on there. You can see what this is going to be looking like once we get our end result. Still do it nice and slowly. Nothing has been left on this back film. The base is perfectly stayed on. Just like that. That is the end result. Not bad for a couple of quid, I don't think. So once again, this is Gizmos and Gadgets. I hope you found this useful. Have a good day.